Hello and welcome to this taste challenge of two American lager beers, one all malt and one is an adjunct. This is the adjunct lager using corn syrup, Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. This is the Artist Series. On this warm winter day, 4.8% alcohol. Company founded in 1844. This beer was known as Jacob's Best Lager, but later it won a Blue Ribbon at a Chicago beer competition in 1893. So it the Chicago World's Fair. So it became a Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. Sold all over the world. There's a specialty one in China, as you might know. It's about $40 a bottle with the silk ribbon on it. That tall bottle. I've seen it online. Pabst, I think it's called, what's wrong with this thing? Pabst Superior, I think, or Pabst Select. Nice pop. I'm going to have to get a towel for this. Nice smoke. Michelob, the Challenger Michelob, 4.8% alcohol. Introduced in 1896 as an all draft beer, first bottled in 1962, first canned 1967. Now all malt for the last 20 some years. About 20 years, maybe less, 15 years. All right, let me clean this up. I don't know why this thing dribbled. Usually get that with the quart can, not the 12 ounce. Something was wrong. I can understand that. I just cut the grass a few minutes ago. It's a good lawnmower, two lawnmower beers, as people like to call them. I drink water. One is lighter than the other by a shade, but I can't remember which is which anyway. Let's mix them up. I already know which is, I got tags below, so I know which is which. Let's mix them up. First time I tried either one of these was 1996. Now the Pabst, no, the Michelob will change. Like sometimes the bottles will say 5% alcohol, sometimes 4.8. I don't know why it fluctuates. Bready pale malt, no grassy hops. Same. So aroma, appearance is basically the same. The aroma is basically the same. The price is basically not the same. I got the 12-pack of Pabst for $9.99, and I got the 12-pack of Michelob for $14.99. So a $5 difference. It's going to take a lot for Michelob to overcome that in value. Cheers. With Pabst, I got to remember that Chardonnay flavor, but it's so subtle you can't hardly pick it up. Caramel and roasted, caramel and two-row pale malt, Saz, Hallertau, and Tettnanger are hops from the Czech Republic. The malts are from Germany. Medium body, grassy hop bitterness, very low bitterness, but it's there. Clean finish, crisp, and clean finish. It's got to be Michelob. World War III has started? No, I don't believe so. That's what the media wants you to think. They hope so. They love that. Fox War Network was so happy this morning. I just said, look at them. So I'm happy. All right. And they were happy in 2003. And in 1991, you know, well, they weren't around in 91. CNN was hot and happy in 91. They were so excited. Sweet. A tingle of hop bitterness. This one's sweeter and it doesn't have the roasted. It doesn't have the caramel malts. It's paler in the flavor. It's a little sweeter in flavor. Okay, $5 difference. Oh, let's assume I have it right. Got it. No mistaken. I don't see how anybody, well, you have to have experience with the products, but how anybody could confuse Pabst Blue Ribbon with Michelob Original Lager. I cannot see how that's possible. Is Pabst Blue Ribbon as good as Michelob Lager? No way at all. Tommy Carroll, cheers. Louisiana Beer Reviews. J Rock, cheers, folks. Thanks, y'all. Let me sit up straight. No slouching. Is Michelob Lager the best American brewed lager beer? I would say so. Is the one from Founders Solid Gold Lager as good as this? No, I don't think so. I don't believe. What about Lager of the Lakes from Bell's? No. What about Anchor Steam? Anchor Steam is close. And there's another one they make, but it's not quite as good, I don't believe. Now, Michelob can't hold up against the European Pilsners, but we're not talking about that right now. Nice hop bitterness. It might go, but it might compete against European Munich Helles lagers, you know, like Augustiner, stuff like that. I really don't know because I'd have to put it in taste challenges, which means I'd have to buy another 12-pack, which I wouldn't be totally opposed to because there's no downside to drinking it except that it's gone. But you can't have your beer and drink it too. If you drink it, you don't have it. If you have it, you haven't drunk it. Pabst. Little syrupy, not as clean, crisp. Doesn't have the Hallertau, Tettnanger, or Saz hops. But then again, it is $5 cheaper per 12-pack. I'm drinking a natural light, says J Rock. It's a good choice in light beer. Much better value than Bud Light, that's for sure. It's no worse in flavor, I don't think. Oh, excuse me. So I can get Pabst in kegs or in draft at a bar, whatever. But I could literally order a keg. I can get maybe Michelob too, but they'd have to bring it in from Houston. But I can get Pabst on draft, cans, and bottles. Draft, cans, and bottles. Michelob I can get in bottles. Bottles. That's it. You see. $0.83 a can. Current prices, if you're lucky, which I was at Albertsons. And I'm going to buy some more at Albertsons, to tell you the truth. Well, maybe I might buy that natural ice 30 pack. $1.25 per bottle. Is it really worth that much more? It's probably worth that much more, but not every day. Miguel Rangel says drinking Mickey's fine malt liquor. Hey, Miguel, you want to see something? You want to see what I got? Hey, man, do you want to see? Michelob is not only the best tasting American lager beer, craft or middle crow or macro, it's also the best looking. It's got the best bottle and label design, in my opinion. It is sharp as a tack. No funny animals, nothing about the devil, showing an old brewery. It's classy. A lot of craft beer companies could learn about classy. They don't have it. They got tattoos. They got ear stud rings. They got bad haircuts. You know, Dickies work shirts. Pearson's all about an attitude problem in many cases, and funny animal labels and stuff about the devil on the labels. But they need to, and they make a lot of great beer too, those craft beer companies, and some duds, I must admit. But they need to learn about how to label. They never could kind of really get their labeling down. You say, well, they don't have the money to pay people to do proper can and bottle labeling. That's probably true because a lot of the cans is like really busy. It looks like anime or like third tier comic book art. You know, not like from DC or Marvel, but like, you know, like bad DC and Marvel art, like those comic books that are like third tier that they don't pay the artists a lot, so they get third rate artists and they get third rate artwork. New Belgium has better art. Lagunitas they're okay. Let's say they're okay. Well, anyway, I'm not gonna go through all of them. You know, most of them are just not. They're not up to the level of their beers are better generally, but the can and label design is poor. I've always thought that. Harpoon does an okay job. They do a pretty good job. And Samuel Adams does a pretty good job. But a lot of people have argued over the years that's not really a craft beer company. They got a Harvard MBA background. Okay. European Sun, I agree, reminds me of the Fat Tire bottle. I think Gerardus Triple. Gerardus Triple. Okay, y'all want to see what I got? I'll show you. Show you. How you like that? You like that? How you like that? You like that? You like that? Say hello to my little Mickeys. You want to play games? Okay, we'll play games. Let's play games. Let's play games. Let's play games. Want to play games? Let's play games. 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 Let's go on a journey, man. I'm going to journey, man. $22. That's $22 you'll ever spend in your life. That's the best $22 you'll ever spend in your entire life. Are you coming with? Okay. Okay. Look like somebody's been hitting the pills. Somebody's been playing in the snow. Okay. Anyway, getting back to planet Earth. Jason Cleveland says malt liquor. Always malt liquor. What you know about that? I don't know a whole lot, Jeremy. But if I'm a drinker, Jeremy, I might do a taste challenge, Jeremy, with Mickey's Jeremy versus Old English 800 brand malt liquor, Jeremy. So beer hounds, beer reviews. We used to drink Mickey's until our ears. Don't say that on the internet. Hey, I miss Mickey's ice brewed ale. I couldn't find. They discontinued it, but I mean, they may as well have. I couldn't find it anywhere unless I went on a road trip to Wisconsin, by the lake, or Florida. And that's it. Close match. Two of my favorites. I say Pabst by a hair. Okay. Pabst is nice, and it's a good value for $9.99 a 12-pack. Can't lie. But yeah, the labeling is so much better than the craft beer labeling. I always noticed that. It's like here's a good example. Look at this bottle design. I mean, you know, you just don't see that in the craft beer. It's all like a pig and an antelope eating a bubble gum, you know, chewing bubble gum, and with some kind of blurb in a comic, like, you know, it's juvenile. Yeah. Gee, Rocky, what's next? And Tennessee Tuxedo and Uncle Fester. You know, it's just not good. All right. No, nobody made me angry. Oh, you think Hams could beat Michelob? Ha ha ha. Not in a beer taste challenge. Maybe in a fight on the street. Says Tip. Someone must. No one may be angry. It has a devil on the cannon bottle. Oh, a devil. I'm glad this isn't my last drink on the Titanic, as everyone is saying. Maybe Pabst will be my last cold drag. If I had to have a last beer, I'd rather it be Michelob than Pabst. So let's look at it like that. If it was my last beer, I'd rather it be Michelob than Pabst. But if I wanted to save that $5 per 12-pack, I guess I'd get Pabst. It's like you want to go ride in coach, you could ride first class, but you got to pay. You know, you have to pay if you want to play. It's going to cost you, you know, 33% more. I mean, it's going to cost you a third more. It's going to cost. It's going to pay. It's going to pay. Yeah, it will pay if you pay for it. I'm not mad at Pabst. I always did like Pabst with this little weird Chardonnay flavor. But and talking about Chardonnay, I have some in the cabinet. If you want to see one that's coming up. Like a flower. Da, 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 da. You need a love that'll last forever. You know what? One that will never fade away. I'm not buffering, so you might be having a bad situation on your end. Sometimes when you're watching YouTube, if you're on a system problem, it'll do that. But like if I go back and watch the playback on this, it's not going to buffer at all. Can't explain it, you know. In homage to Red Necks, White Sox, and Blue Ribbon beer. I think the White Sox were sponsored by Falstaff for the longest time. What's my favorite ice beer? Keystone Ice. Cheers to Keystone. Oh, yeah, it's discontinued. Never mind. So Michelob, you win again. 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 Pabst, you're doing okay out there with your Patrick Swayze dance commercials and your car races commercials. Talking about 1980. Not no more. No TV commercial. Michelob. When's the last time you saw a Michelob commercial? 1988. All right. So very nice. Michelob wins easily. Jura, don't be in a. Okay, Jura is very nice, and I'm so glad I only paid $22 because it's so awesome. Sometimes you can get awesome products for not an awesome price, and I won't even bring up the fact about my Johnny Walker Double Black. I'm a Johnny Walker Gold Label Reserve. I'm a Dewar's 15-year age and my Dewar's 18-year age that I got a great deal on in glass bottles, but I won't bring that up. Thankfully, I didn't mention it. Tried Victoria for the last. Tried Victoria for time last night. Pretty good. Oh, an old country song? I don't listen to country music. I'm sorry. The only country song I ever heard in my life pretty much was The Most Beautiful Girl in the World and I'm Gonna Love You for a Long, Long Time from Linda Ronstadt. And that's about it. Do a Mickey's versus Old English. I can do it. I can do it. I have the bottle. I have the can. I have the technology. We can rebuild him. All right. Now, well, what's coming up next? You say, well, how about Mickey's? How about Michelob versus Miller High Life? Or Pabst versus Miller High Life? Or Mickey's versus Old English? Or Pabst Blue Ribbon versus Red Stripe, or Pabst Blue Ribbon versus Dos Equis. It's Petty Water. He's a dirty VC. Let him drink Petty Water. All right. Where are you guys finding the Michelob Lager? I've looked for a while. Can't find it anywhere, says Jeffrey. Well, I was at Dornax and I wasn't looking for it. True story. I was at Dornax in Metairie, Louisiana. I was not looking for it. I saw it on the shelf. Multiple 12 packs. I said, woof, thank you. You know I bought that 12 pack as fast as you could say I bought that 12 pack. What about, so I got all these possibilities. I bartended a country western nightclub in the mid-70s, Stroh's, Pabst, and Hootapole. Well, it must have been in Cincinnati. And we all know nothing says western nightclub and Jordache jeans like Cincinnati. What do you think about the new Bud Light Next? I hate it. And when you watch my video tomorrow, you're going to see how much I hated it. I can only find Michelob Light. I can get it. I can't remember where, though. Amberbach, I can get that. Can't quite remember where, though. And Michelob Ultra. Well, everybody can get that everywhere, you know. All right. Anyway, thanks for watching, Jeffrey and everybody else. Thank you, Pabst, for doing kind of bad job with your distribution and availability, but thanks for making Pabst Blue Ribbon, which I like. Thank you, Anheuser-Busch, for doing an even worse job in your distribution and availability of Michelob Lager. But that's a good business strategy. The best product you make, which happens to be the best American brewed lager beer, your secret business strategy is to brew America's best. It did start. Must be a MiG. Well, I can't. All right. The best American brewed lager, and your strategy is to make sure nobody can get it. That's the winning strategy. All I don't know how, but that's what they think. Crap. I drove to Galveston for a cruise last week and drove through Baton Rouge and should have looked. Nah, they probably wouldn't have had it. Everything but Michelob Lager. I agree 100%. I don't get it. Yeah, I don't get it. So you can get Bud Light, which is not that good, but you can't get Michelob because it's that good. Oh, I get it. Just figured it out. If they had Michelob everywhere, nobody would drink Bud Light. Well, now these people around here, all these Bud Light drinkers around here, which is 95% of the beer drinking community around here, yeah, they'd all still drink Bud Light. They got no taste. Believe me, they'd all drink Bud Light. All right, anyway, even if you brought Michelob and gave it to them and said, I'm giving you this 12-pack, it's fresh, it was just made, they would say, I ain't drinking that because it's too bitter. It's too strong. I would say, you ever tried Michelob? No. But I ain't drinking it. I drink my Bud Light. I'm making crawfish etouffee. I'm peeling swimps. I say, okay, did you ever try Michelob? I drink Bud Light. Michelob's too strong. It's too bitter. I don't like bitter beer. I say, but you never tried it. So you're making a judgment against a beer that you never actually tried. That's the mentality that I deal with around here. Luckily, it's not an isolated incident because everybody in America deals with the same mentality. And I'm unanimous in that. I am unanimous in that.